are today 1.3 billion. And if you take the wish of our founding father, that was Nkrumah, then, there was talking about more on the political aspect of it. If you take the independence, so it was more the political union that was triggering. And those people have a bright idea, because if you take the first first African politic, we take people like Nkrumah, Modibo, they did a lot of achievement. If I take the example of Mali, from 60 to 68, if I have to take even two years out of that when the Federation of Mali was on. So in 6 years, he created more than 250 industry. Those days in Mali, we used to have radio. We have a company called Sokoram that built radio, because those days it was more radio than TV. Soap, all kind of thing, basic need. Because I'm asking myself sometimes when I wake up, I go to the bathroom, the soap is imported, the toothpaste is imported, everything is, when I come to my breakfast, same thing. So how can we create wealth if we are importing the majority of our needs? And basic things sometimes. Look at during the pandemic, basic mask was relying on China for basic mask. So this should interpel all African that we need to have at least those basic needs solved in Africa. And it's not only industry, it's not only service. We just need to understand this is the do or die, is the fact that our country could grow peacefully. We need to create that market. We continue relying on other markets. So private sector have a big role to play into that. But we need also our policymaker to create the condition to enable that, to protect sometime those industry or those innovation that we're gonna put in place. Because there is no other solution for this continent than that. And especially when you have the youngest population of the world. So that means there will be a lot of pressure in terms of job. 2 days ago, I was discussing with a French partner that was telling me that there will be a big issue in France in terms of retirement plan, because who's gonna pay for the elderly people? But we have a youngest population that are ready to work. We need to create conditions for them to work. So you can take on each sector a place for them. Talking about digital sector. Digital mean what today? Digital, most of the company that's going digital are created by young people. If you take the Facebook, the Google, most of them are less than 40 years. So we have the youngest population. It's one competitive advantage we have. So we need to create the condition for those people to come and innovate. And that's why I like the idea during yesterday our discussion of this creation by UNDP of this initiative called Timbuktu. If this program is followed by each African country and each African private sector, will create the condition for many innovators. We should have our own Facebook, our own Google at a certain point. So the question is, we need to make our mindset ready for that. The market is there, 1.3 billion. So let them create the policy in order for us to interact, and smartly, we need to sit down and see who can do what, because every country cannot do everything. We need to look at to every country competitive advantage. I give you a clear example in the energy sector. So if you take country like Mali, Senegal, Guinea, the West Africa region, so most of us are buying, our cost for production of energy is around $15 to $20. For some inland country like Mali, is above $20. How the energy production can be sustainable? But if we decide that a country like Senegal, who will have gas, could produce cheaper, maybe less than $10 for Mali, so we'll save $10. This is almost $200 million of subsidy that we could avoid, and this $200 million could be allocated to finance innovation or agriculture. So, African, this is a time that we need to sit down and talk. We need to sit down and see what is not working, what could work, because everything is reinvented in the world. So the question is how we have a good approach to put that in effect in our own condition. This is the question. So let's come together. UNDP can play a role as an institution because, as you say, it's a trusted partner. And government, private sector, civil society, let's sit down, because the question of development of Africa is not only Africa. I have said it in a meeting in Kenya in front of the French president. I tell them, the continent who's closer to Africa is Europe, few miles away. But if tomorrow we don't create condition for the development of Africa, first it will be a local problem, African problem. But after, it will be international problem. Because if tomorrow these 500 million people come on the job market, they don't have hope. If only 100 million decide to cross, I don't see no army, no police who can stop them. So it's vital that we should create the condition for the development of Africa. And secondly, this is 2 billion people, that's market also for them. Because tomorrow, if we create the condition, we'll have at least 500 million middle class. Okay? This is what I call in français, relais de croissance for the rest of the world. So we should, first African, we should sit down, talk, create scheme where we could change this narrative. So the rest of the world will come and help us. But we need to find the solution internally. Somebody was saying that there is a lot of money going out of Africa. So let's make sure at least 80% of this is invested in Africa. That's what I'm doing personally. I was saying in our meeting yesterday, I don't have any house outside of Africa. My wish is to have a villa in every African city. I'm close to it. I'm almost more than 10 cities. So why I will invest in a country that don't need that investment? The investment is needed here. And this is also a question of national security, even as a business people. So what does it mean if you have a lot of money, a lot of building villas, So if tomorrow, in 10 years from now, if these people come on the job market, they have no solution, so your villas, your building will mean nothing, because if there's riot every day, there is insecurity, nobody will rent those villas, and at the end of the day, your wealth means nothing. So this is the time for us to work together, to work for a common destiny.
Thank you.
Because at the end of the day, the development of Africa is the development of the world.